I have always believed to trust your gut instinct, to do what you think is right. And if ever I have veered from my gut instinct, it's usually because I tried talking myself out of it for a selfish reason, and it usually doesn't turn out optimally. So always trust your instincts and just stop complaining. Sometimes we spend so much time complaining. If we just stopped that and got the work done, we'd save a whole heck of a lot of time.
I think my word of wisdom for anyone in healthcare, anyone, anywhere, is just to do what you love. You know, obviously, I've been in the same role for a really long time, and I've done different things in this role, but it's because I love what I do. I love the people I work with, but you have to love what you do to be satisfied in life. Just find your passion, whatever that passion is, and go for it. Never think you're not good enough to do something, because you are. Just have, faith in yourself and keep pushing yourself to be better.
To thine own self be true. I really think I'm kind of the sum of the choices that I've made in my life. Kind of the choices to be kind, to be honest, to be ethical.
Wisdom only comes with age, so I've paid a dear price for the wisdom, right? But to leave the place better than when you found it. So I think that my experience, now that I'm no longer practicing and now living in a different city where I don't know anybody and I am nobody, is that healthcare has changed a lot. Healthcare has changed a lot. There seems to be bigger distance between doctors and patients. There are nurse practitioners, physician extenders, physician's assistants, portals, emails, and the doctor and the patient get further and further apart. So I think that what's important is to remember that the patient and the doctor, that relationship is unique and sort of sacred. So when you're done, you want to leave it a better place. You want to innovate, you want to embrace new technology, but you want to leave it a better place, not further away from the patient, not relying only on technology. You want to leave it the art of medicine.
When you are faced with a challenge and you work to develop an idea, your project may branch out in many directions and grow. But with firmly established roots, it will survive and thrive.
If you can't love yourself, you'll never be able to love anyone else.
My mom said once to my niece, when you have problems, don't always run away from them, because you solve nothing that way. She says sometimes you have to stick and stay in order to determine what the end result is going to be.
My family always gives me grief about my music, but I always listen to 70s on 7 in the car. And I think it's because that's what I grew up with. But Casey Kasem always does America's Top 40. And he always ends his broadcast with the same words, which to me have been very inspiring. And he says, always keep your feet on the ground, but never stop reaching for the stars.
Give to the Horizon Grief Center. They need our help to carry out their important mission.
Patience, everybody, patience. I think our whole world, after the last 2 years of COVID, at first we were tolerant and we followed all the rules and made sure, and then all of a sudden it became politicized, and then it became longer and longer and longer, and people now just have no patience, whether you see it in road rage, you see it in the grocery stores, you see it in shopping, you see it all over the place. Nobody seems to be patient with each other. And I think patience is key.
I think the thing is to just be persistent, and the one thing I've learned, particularly with hospice, is when you're dealing with a hospice patient, even though you may talk to them and they look like they're out of it 100% and not comprehending anything you're saying, it's amazing to me how what you say to somebody, even when they look like they're totally out of it, it sinks in. I mean, I've had numerous people come back to me after talking with them, and they recite some of the stuff that I told them. And I thought, my God, they heard what I said. You know, so I tell people, even if they're dying, you know, keep talking to them, you know, and also don't get frustrated. You know, be positive about everything, and that's the main thing. Be positive.
I encourage you to tell your loved ones and friends how you feel about them, including "I love you" and "thank you" every chance you get. If you are fortunate to be at the bedside of someone who is dying, give them the gift of your presence and your gentle touch. And if you are grieving the death of a loved one or some other loss, be kind to yourself. Give yourself time to heal, as much time as you need to get through it, not over it. Thank you.
80 has been difficult for me. It's the only age that's been difficult for me, and I finally decided that I'm going to celebrate it instead of feeling bad about it. And I celebrate because I'm alive, you know. And I look at hospice and I think when I'm feeling down and discouraged, I think of volunteering. Someone told me that, said you give of yourself to someone else and it'll help you. And hospice has helped me in that so much by seeing all that they give, and that when I go and volunteer, it's amazing how much I get from that. I don't know about giving, but I get so much love, and it's such a good feeling. So my words of wisdom is to go out and do something for someone else, however that is.
Yeah, keep busy. Keep walking.
My words of wisdom, that's easy for me because it's the tagline in my email, and I borrowed it from none other than Pablo Picasso. But Picasso says that the meaning of life is to find your gift, and the purpose is to give it away. And I think those are words we can all learn from and hopefully aspire to live by.
If I can't always do great things, I hope that I can do many small things in great ways.
Be kind, and always do what's right, not what's easy.